ones, it's Jerome Braggs, and today I want to talk to you about why it's not your fault that you manifested the disease, but it is your responsibility to heal it. And so you may have been hearing me talk about how we manifest disease when we are running low on our soul's energy, when we have been in a lack of our soul's energy, and that our bodies are created to be fueled off of the truth and the energy of our soul. That is what our bodies run off of, even more than the food we eat, the water we drink, the sleep we get. The nutrient that our body needs to sustain and maintain and create wellness is our soul's energy. And so when we're lacking that in any type of way, we are going to manifest some type of illness. But nobody does this on purpose, right? And this is why it's not your fault. And we hear a lot in, if you follow spiritual teachings or metaphysical teachings, you've heard a lot about, disease manifestation or healing. And a lot of people often, take this as, I did this. It was my fault. I did this with my thoughts or something like that. And I really want to take that shaming of the self off of you because it's not your fault. No one would create suffering for themselves knowingly, right? So disease is manifested from lack of our soul's energy, and that usually happens one of two ways: by we're suppressing our truth in some way, we're not living our truth in some way, our true authentic self, or we are not living a blissful life, right? And these are chronic. We've been chronically not living our truth and chronically not living a blissful life. Well, the first part of this, which is the truth, is that most of us the reason why we're not living our truths is because somewhere in our childhood, either through the trauma we received in our childhood or our family system or our cultural environment, we were made to believe that parts of our truth, parts of who we authentically are either not safe or they won't be loved. And that part of our truth we will receive harm, we might be punished, we may receive violence to our being if we are a part of ourselves, or we'll lose love. We will lose love and belonging. People won't accept us. People won't want to be near us. People won't allow us to belong with them. And so those two things, safety and love and belonging, love and belonging are put together, but those two things are basic needs for us, especially as children. These are basic needs for the human being, but especially as children, we need to feel loved and we need to be safe and we need to belong. And so these are major needs. So you're going to do whatever you believe you need to do to make sure you secure those things. And one of the things we do when we've been made to believe that our truth is not safe and we will lose love is we will suppress that truth. We will reject it some type of way. We'll hide it. We'll try to transform ourselves into what we believe will receive belonging and approval and safety. And that makes us change. It makes us change out of who we actually are. And our bodies will then also change out of what they truly are, which is wellness. And they begin to change into what they're not, something that is not you, which is illness and disease. So, and also it's a mirrored reflection of that, because anytime we're not living our truth, we are in pain, definitely. Not living our truth does not feel good. It doesn't feel free. It doesn't feel worthy. And so you manifest outwardly, because how this universe works. Your outer reality is always a reflection of your internal energy state. And so if you're feeling suppressed or you're feeling, afraid, those are pain, those emotional states, those vibrations do not feel good. And so your body is going to morph into a body that doesn't feel good. And this is where illness and disease, this is how it manifests, right? Nobody teaches us that in school. This is another reason why this isn't your fault. Nobody teaches you that in school. I know for me, if I had learned how disease actually gets manifested, and I had learned what wellness actually takes, and I had learned about energy and the importance of living my truth, if I had learned about that as growing up, I guarantee you I wouldn't have gotten sick. I guarantee you I wouldn't have. That wouldn't have been, disease would not have been a part of my journey. But nobody taught me that. I had to learn this after was on my deathbed, right? I had to die literally twice to wake up and actually become on this journey of discovering this type of wisdom and truth about who we are as souls. So it's not your fault why the disease has manifested. It's not your fault why you are disconnected from your truth. You did so to try and be safe and to try and be loved. But it is your responsibility now, because now you know that your truth is the only thing that is going to heal your body. Your body cannot be healthy without your truth. It's impossible. No matter how much medication you take, what surgeries you have, what's going to happen, even if you reach some type of health state, you won't be able to stay there long. You'll manifest something else after that. This is why people cycle over and over in certain diseases that keep coming back even though they've healed them, because you're not addressing the root, and that is living your truth and living a life of bliss. And so you got to live your truth. It is your responsibility now to live your truth, to do the things, to face the fears that are keeping you from living truly, to do the work of feeling loved and belonging on your own so that you don't crave it so much externally. It is your responsibility now, but it wasn't your fault. You were too young to understand, and nobody taught you either. The other part is a life of bliss, right? We're supposed to live lives that really taste good to us, that make us happy, that leave us excited to wake up in the morning to face, and leave us fulfilled when we go to sleep at night. That is supposed to be how life is as a soul. That's why your soul incarnated here. To live an enjoyable, blissful, happy, delicious life, right? Well, when we're not living that type of life, right? When we are living where we're not really in our passions, when we're not having a lot of fun, we don't have a lot of pleasure, when we're really bogged down with responsibilities and obligations instead of fulfilling our desires and our dreams, this is when disease will manifest, because it's bleeding the energy of our soul. Our soul's energy, a part of our soul's energy, is bliss, is joy. And when we're not connected with that, we are lacking our soul's energy in our body, and our body can't stay healthy that way. Again, it's not your fault, because most of us aren't really taught to pursue our dreams with abandon. Most of us aren't taught really how to cultivate a delicious and joyous life. And again, when you're a kid, you probably got some type of traumatization or cultural conditioning that made you believe that you can't really live life how you really want to. That, if you did the weird thing that you wanted to, that was going to be accepted, or you weren't going to be able to make money at what you really wanted to do, or you can't live over there because you're going to leave your family, or whatever. There's many things that have been made you believe that living how you want to live is not safe, or that you'll lose love, right? And so, again, to protect yourself from the loss of love, and to protect yourself from whatever threat you feel, you haven't been living a life that is delicious to you. And it is now your responsibility, if you want to heal, to begin to do the work of living the life that tastes good to you and that fuels the energy of your soul into your body. But the first thing to do is to release all that judgment and all that guilt around why you are experiencing an illness. It is not your fault. It wasn't because you were out there thinking all these negative thoughts. It wasn't all that. It was just you had been made to disconnect from your truth and not live your true self. And you have been made to disconnect from a life that really fuels you. And your healing is to begin to be authentic and to live a life that fuels and nourishes and tastes deeply delicious to who that authentic you really is. If you want some help with that, that's what I'm all about. That's what my work is all about, helping you heal yourself through that practice. Reach out to me. You can find my website underneath this link. But if not, there's many resources out there that can help you, but this is the journey. And I just want to first return the love of your own self to you to start this journey, because it's not your fault. You didn't do this on purpose. You didn't know. Nobody taught you. And it is unloving of ourselves to expect ourselves to know how to do something we were never taught how to do. So I hope this helps. As always, I love you. Now go love yourself.